Hello and welcome to this special episode of Synthpop Tutorials. Last week I was invited to Germany to Thomann's headquarters. Over 25 well-known YouTubers have been invited, and the premise for this event was that we could just borrow anything we wanted from the warehouse to make our content as we wished. There was a huge tent outside the music store. This is where all the brands were showing off the latest gear.
Fucking yes! This is crazy!
But of course we weren't just limited to the tent. They gave us access to all the other rooms as well. Or how about the new digital grand piano? Even the tuba room, if we wanted. And some people found the guitar department useful too.
No, it's 316 pedals, and it's pretty much every single one that we did except for those two. But, you know, like 316 pedals, it sounds like an absolute mess. It's mad. It's just like, how often do you get the chance to like plug in all of the effects pedals?
None.
In a shop?
Yeah.
Never!
But enough of this, let's head over to the studio. I'm here with David Murray at Thomann's Synth Reactor. And
in Germany?
In Germany, yes. And we've been having quite a fun these last days.
Yeah, Treppendorf in the middle of nowhere.
Yeah. My idea here was that we should have a look at keyboards and synths in the moderate price range. And since you're an 80s guy and I'm an 80s guy, I figured, what can you do if you want to start making music in this kind of genre, but you have a budget? What if you want to spend just a little bit more? What are the options? You can never go wrong with some FM sounds when you're doing 80s pop. The Yamaha Reface DX is an affordable miniature version of the old classic DX. But the Reface models only have one part, so you might want to consider some multi-timbral synths too, like the MX61, which is a scaled-down version of the old Motif XS. Looking into Roland is also essential when making 80s pop. This model comes with many of the classic sounds, as well as a huge palette of modern sounds too. Don't be fooled by the size of the Roland SE-02. This little baby packs a lot of power underneath the hood. Being modeled after many of the analog classic synths, this one is great for bass sounds and leads. But remember, this one is only monophonic. And lastly we have this Behringer DeepMind 6. This is a very flexible synth, which will give you plenty of options for any style you want. And the big brother, the DeepMind 12, will only cost $100 or so more. And if you're going to use more than one synthesizer, I would recommend a mixer. Since we're at Thomann, it was just fair to have a look at one of their budget models, the DM20. So first off, the Reface series, which comes in 4 or 5 versions. Is the DX, which is the FM synthesis. You have the CS, which is like the analog, and you have the organ, and there's a couple other ones. I don't know. Let's just see how it sounds, shall we? Of course, we have the classic piano.
Sounds just like a DX7.
It does.
And of course, I guess that's what they were going for.
Exactly.
Actually, I reviewed the CS version of this earlier, but Anders has been hogging the DX the whole time I've been here, so
Sorry.
I haven't been able to do a review on it. But this is actually like a really cool little keyboard. I mean, it is really cool. It's probably one of my favorite here.
The bass sounds.
Definitely have to find those tubular bells.
This is a classic. This is Kyria Eleison with Mr. Mister. They use this song.
Yeah, they also use that song in a lot of Enya stuff.
Enya
they use that sound in the Taco Bell theme. They use that song at the beginning of what was that? The Top Gun theme.
Yeah, of course. Top Gun.
They use that sound in a lot of different things.
Unless there's a software editor, you have 4 banks of 8 sounds in total. Bank 1, 2, 3, 4, and you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 8. Everything comes with. You have 2 effects. This is kind of cool. So you have 2 effect engines, which gives you different types of effects. You have delay, reverb, distortion, wah-wahs, chorus. And you can apply them as you like.
Aren't you going to show us a song you made with the...
Maybe we should do that.
Yeah.
I will... hang on, that's the piano. So, what do you think?
That's fantastic, but I've learned to expect nothing less from you.
Thank you. I also did use a lot of synths. I had the DX Reface and I had the MX61. It is a scaled down version of the old Motif 6, 7, and 8. The one that I use most in my studio.
This doesn't have any drums, right? So you had to...
No drums in this one. So
you...
I had to fake it a little bit. I could not find any keyboard or synth here or drum machine except the expensive ones that had the classic 80s drums. It seems to be a forgotten era. I think people are moving on from the 80s. I don't know why. I had to use my sample packs that you probably are familiar with already. So that's the Sennheiser and the retro drums.
Probably what, like 80% of that come from this keyboard here, right?
Well, this song is not as much. I used a Roland Juno DS, which is also a budget keyboard, and I had the Behringer DeepMind 6, which we'll have a look at later. And I also, in the last minute, borrowed the Roland SE-02, which is like one of the small, like the miniature. Everything's going miniature these days, for some reason. I don't know why.
I kind of like it that way. My little hands work much better on these little keys.
The SE-02 is an actual analog. It's all analog inside with digital control stuff, but it's also analog filters. So I set up this shop in one of the studios upstairs that I begged for some more time than just the 1 hour slots we were given. So the basic line is that yes, you can do stuff with this budget.
Well, on my channel, I make music out of stuff that costs $20, but the quality is also not quite exactly the same.
No, you can use whatever you want. You can also use a B-Meowsic keyboard.
The B-Meowsic, They didn't have any B-Meowsics here. I was really disappointed. He found one! They should have had a rep here for that.
They have only 2 classic keyboards that are in your price range.
Yeah, they had the Casio SA76. You know, I have something I was going to say about these little keyboards that I do like, and I know most people probably don't care, but I like that they have these little speakers in them.
Yeah.
Because when you're not recording and you just want to have the keyboard like on your desk or take it with you somewhere, and you want to practice or play around with something, it is so nice to have. You know, you wouldn't want to use this for a performance, but it's so nice to have the speakers inside, because then you don't have to carry around some headphones or some
instant feedback when you're playing.
Yeah,
that's great.
And that's and you can turn them off. You can turn and you still have the line output. So
exactly.
That's
a
really
win-win
nice.
in your situation, because you're always soldering.
I'm
everything
always
to the
complaining.
speakers.
I'm always complaining about the keyboards that have no internal speakers. It just drives me nuts.
Exactly. Let's have a look at the DeepMind 6 from Behringer. It has a lot of analog stuff. So you have the oscillators, and you have the LFOs, and you have VCFs and envelopes and all that stuff. It has 6 oscillators as far as I know. The DeepMind 12 has 12, and it has a lot of presets. I did some bad things. I used this one to play the lately bass, so Behringer playing Yamaha iconic sounds. So, but it sounds good. I needed the bass sound, and figure, okay, why not? It's 2019. We can do anything we want. I needed some kind of funky stuff to do on the choruses on this song. It's like a Rhodes piano with like a Leslie. So you get this kind of a slightly organ vibe to it. So, what do you think? Is this a cool keyboard? It's maybe a little bit more complex than one you used to?
Well, for me, yeah.
This one comes complete with effects and everything, so you can use it as a main keyboard in your setup as a starter. You might have to use, I don't think it's multiple parts, so you might have to use, you have to track one track and record it, and then have to go back and add another layer. So unless you do like me, then you would like to have a keyboard that has more than one part at one time, so you can lay down keyboard, and you can make bass, and then you can do drums at the same time.
The simple fact that it's got such, it doesn't have a full keyboard, so
exactly. So you have to use the octaves as well.
So you have to record things.
So what about you, David? You have any thoughts about this Thomann Synth Reactor?
Yeah, practically everything here is way more advanced than what I would normally be dealing with. I actually kind of feel out of place, being here around all these modern keyboards. But yeah, don't get me wrong, some of them are really cool. I mean, I even played on that 35,000 euro piano yesterday.
Yeah, you did. That was nice. I guess I want to say thank you for coming and spending time with us here in Germany. And thank you guys for watching. See you soon.